Come to seated on your mat. Let your awareness just settle on your breath and focus on bringing your awareness into this moment. This 15-minute sequence focuses on developing strength in the core and in the hip flexors. We're going to be working our way into Bakasana, which is crane or crow pose, which requires strength in your shoulder girdle, your core, and your hip flexors. This is a great short sequence that you can do after a climbing session. As you can see, I'm all covered in chalk because your muscles are already warmed up. Take one last inhale and exhale here, and then rock onto your hands and knees, coming into a tabletop position, then bringing the toes together, spreading the knees wide and sinking the hips back. You can allow your forehead to rest on your mat, extend the arms forward. Here we're just gently easing into the hips. Let your hips just sink into the pose, feeling them draw towards your heels. Then you can walk your hands off the right side of your mat, feeling a nice stretch on the left side of the body. On your inhale, inhaling your breath into the space between each rib on that left side, feeling a nice stretch and lengthening. And on your next inhale, walking the hands back through center and then walking them off the left side of the mat. Pressing your palms into the floor, this time feeling a nice stretch on the right side, a nice lengthening, sending the breath to the space between each rib on the right side. Trying still to keep your hips reaching towards your heels, especially that right hip that has a tendency to lift up. Then coming back through center. We'll pause here and take a breath. Maybe feeling your hip sinking a little bit deeper into the pose. On your next inhale, leading with the crown of head forward into your tabletop. Centering your wrist creases under your shoulders. Your knees can be under the hips or slightly back. Inhale, arching the back, reaching the chest through the arms. Exhale, rounding, pushing the floor away. Inhaling again, arching. Exhale, rounding, really pulling your belly button towards your spine. Inhaling again, reaching the chest through. Exhale, rounding, pressing the floor away. Inhaling back to neutral, you can send the knees slightly back behind the hips, tuck the toes under, pressing back into a soft down dog. So here we keep the knees really soft, sending the hips up and back. And then when you're ready, you can start pedaling out the feet. So feeling one heel reaching towards the floor as you bend the opposite leg. Keeping the shoulders externally rotating. So feeling that space between your shoulder blades widening. Feel everything hugging around the sides of your body. Then feel both heels reach towards the floor. Feel those quad muscles really pressing against your femur bones, sending your hips up and back. Exhale, deep bend in the knees, taking a step up to the top of your mat, inhaling to your flat back. Exhale, surrendering, folding forward. We'll inhale, reach our arms all the way up, and exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to go through our sun salutation B. Ground through the feet, feel the weight pour into all four corners of the feet. Inhale, sinking back into your chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the chest through. Exhale, stepping back, chaturanga, or all the way to the floor. Inhaling, cobra, keeping the thighs down, or up dog, lifting the knees and the thighs. Exhaling to your down dog. Inhale, reach right leg up, step it through. Inhaling to your warrior one, reaching the fingertips up. Exhaling, down, chaturanga, or to the floor. Inhaling to your up dog or cobra. Exhale, sending the hips up and back. This time, inhale, reaching the left leg up, bringing it through on the exhale. Inhale, reaching up into your warrior one. Exhale, planting the hands down, coming into your chaturanga. Keep those elbows hugging close to the side body. Inhale, up dog or cobra. exhale to your down dog. We'll hold here for 5 breaths. So really bring your awareness into your body. Notice your alignment. So below the elbow, we have an internal rotation, so the weight pours into the thumb and first finger knuckle. Above the elbow, we have an external rotation in the shoulder. On your exhale, deep bend in the knees, stepping up to the top of your mat again. Inhaling, reaching your chest through the arms. Exhale, surrendering forward. Inhaling back into your chair, and exhale, standing back up into your Tadasana mountain pose. Feel grounded through the feet. Feel the shoulder blades sliding down the back. We'll inhale back into our chair. Feel the hips sending back. And from here, we're going to sink the hips deeper, deeper, deeper until they touch the ground, coming into Navasana, boat pose. Exhaling, hovering down. Inhaling, coming back up. So exhaling down, inhaling up. If you can't keep the legs straight, you can keep the knees bent. Here, we're working into the core and strengthening our hip flexors. So exhale to hover, and then you can hug the knees in towards the chest, gently rock from side to side. Feel a nice release in the hip flexors. From here, we're going to roll ourselves back up again. Come onto your hands and knees into a tabletop position. We're going to ground through our hands and then step back into our plank. So feel those heels really reaching back. The tailbone slightly reaches down towards the heels. And then on an inhale, coming into high plank, really pulling up with your core. Exhaling into plank. Inhale, reaching, pulling, coming up onto the tippy toes. Exhale into plank. Back up into high plank, really pull up with the core. Keep flowing with your own breath, pulling up into high plank on the inhale and exhaling into plank. Really imagine having a string attached to your belly button. And on your inhale, as you come up into high plank, someone's pulling up on that string. And then we're going to hold here, hold in your high plank, still inhaling and exhaling. And then on your next exhale, dropping the knees down, widening the knees, bringing the toes together, and sinking the hips back into a child's pose. Feel a nice release. Maybe roll your head from side to side to release any tension in the neck. On your next inhale, we're going to inhale back up into our plank, pressing back through the heels, widening the space between the shoulder blades. On an inhale, reach your right knee towards your right tricep. Exhale back. Inhale, reach. Exhale back. Inhale, right knee to right tricep. And exhale back. So flowing again with your breath. Really pressing and pulling that knee up as high as you can to reach that right tricep. And then on your exhale, coming back down, widening the knees, releasing in your child's pose. We'll take a quick breath here and we're going to move on to the other side. So on your next inhale, coming back up, pressing back into your plank pose, and we're going to move to the left side. So inhale, draw that knee forward as much as you can. Exhale, stepping back. Inhale, reaching that knee to the tricep, coming onto the tippy toes of those back toes like your high plank. So squeezing in and exhale, releasing. Draw upon that strength in that hip flexor to bring it in as high as you can. On your exhale, release into your child's pose. We're going to pause here for a minute to reconnect with our breath. On your next inhale, gently press yourself back up. Make your way into a high squat, so bringing the toes together, coming up into the balls of the feet, spreading the knees wide and bringing the arms to the insides of the knees, squeezing the knees into the triceps and the triceps gently press back. Inhale, reach forward, lifting the right leg up, squeezing that heel towards the sit bone. Opposite side, lifting the left heel, rocking back. Inhale, coming forward. Again, reaching that right heel to the right sit bone. And then the opposite side, left heel to left sit bone. Really squeezing in towards the triceps, this time coming forward. Seeing if you can lift both feet up, reaching the heels up towards the sit bones. So knees are pressing into the triceps. So this is our Bakasana, our crane pose. If you wish to do the crow variation, the arms stay bent, the shins of the legs rest on the shelf of the tricep. So you can work any variation you want, or just work to lifting the heels up. So we're really pulling up with our core. So think of that high plank, that string on your belly button, really reaching, pulling up with the core, and using the strength of your hip flexors. When you've had enough, you can gently release. We're going to come onto our backs, get a rolled up blanket, and we're going to place it right across the shoulder blades. So here we're countering all that flexion that we're creating in the spine with a little bit of extension. So a gentle back bend to open up across the chest and the shoulders. So you want to make sure that you don't put your rolled up blanket too low. You don't want to feel any pinching in the lower back. You want to feel your shoulder blades pressing up into the back of the chest, feeling like the chest is rolling and opening towards the ceiling. You can gently roll to one side, remove the blanket, hug the knees in towards your chest, rock gently from side to side. Then roll onto your right side, stacking the left hip over top of the right. We're going to inhale that left arm up and exhale, open up towards the left. You can look over the left shoulder if it's comfortable for your neck, feeling a nice twist. Feeling that shoulder slowly making its way towards the ground with every exhale. On your inhale, inhale that arm back up and over. Exhale, rolling back onto the back. And this time rolling onto the left side, so stacking left hip, left knee over top of the right. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, coming into your twist. Looking over the shoulder if it's comfortable for the neck. Feel the body beginning to relax. Then on your next inhale, inhaling that arm back up and over, rolling back onto the back, hugging the knees in, rocking from side to side. And when you're ready, extending out into your Shavasana, letting the shoulder blades slide down the back. Your palms can face up. Completely surrender the weight of your body onto your mat. Feel yourself becoming heavier and heavier with every exhale. Release your breath completely. Just allow it to flow freely. Just allow your awareness to settle in your body and notice the work that you've done. And gently allow your breath to deepen again. Let your head gently rock from side to side. Gently wiggling the fingers and the toes. When you're ready, hugging the knees in towards your chest. And making your way to your right side. On the inhale, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Let your palms meet at heart center, gently pressing the thumbs into the sternum. Take a moment to thank yourself for taking the time to practice today. And thank you for letting me guide you today. Namaste.